Metro Manila and Laguna have reverted to MECQ, but in terms of restrictions, there are hardly any changes from ECQ. The DILG says we might have seen the last of region-wide lockdowns this month. Come September, the agency says the government will focus on granular lockdowns. In sports, Manny Pacquiao weighs in a pound lighter than his Cuban foe, Ugas. The wait is over, Army. Smart has unveiled the contents of the limited edition BTS prepaid kit, which will be up for grabs early next week. And more good news in the world of K-pop. iKON's lead rapper Bobby has announced that he's about to be a husband and a father. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know to jumpstart your weekend. I'm Riza Diaz. Despite the country breaking its record for new daily COVID-19 cases with over 17,000 new infections yesterday, NCR and Laguna are moving under the lighter MECQ starting today. According to Palace spokesperson Harry Roque, the IATF had to resort to a secret ballot to decide this quarantine classification. He refused to divulge the result of the voting. NCR and Laguna will be under MECQ from today until the end of the month. Meanwhile, Bataan will be under MECQ once its current ECQ classification expires on August 22. Unified curfew hours will still be imposed in Metro Manila. That's from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. Keep in mind that indoor and outdoor dine-in services are still prohibited. The same goes for salons, spas, and barbershops. Indoor and outdoor sports facilities and gyms are also not allowed. No physical religious gatherings allowed as well, except for necrological services involving only immediate family members. Some businesses are appealing to the government to allow them to operate as Metro Manila shifts to modified enhanced community quarantine status. Shella Francisco has the story.
Sherry was greeted with unpaid bills when she visited her salon in Pasig. She doesn't know how she will be able to pay them, especially that personal care services will remain closed during the modified ECQ period. She says that some salons have resorted to illegal operations just to survive.
Hindi mo masisisi kasi wala namang ibang source of income kundi paggugupit, pagmamanicure.
Restaurant owners and workers are also bending over backwards to survive as alfresco dining and dine-in services are still prohibited. Janice, a restaurant worker, says she has lost more than 4,000 pesos since the start of the ECQ.
Kaya nga, lumalaban na lang po kami kahit paano para maitaguyod na rin namin yung pang-araw-araw po namin
Salons and food businesses are among the worst hit industries during ECQ, along with those involving hotel services, construction, and manufacturing.
The Labor Department says more than 1,600 establishments have been affected due to ECQ as of August 15. This translates to about 62,000 workers displaced. But the numbers could increase as Metro Manila will be placed under MECQ until the end of the month.
Of this number, more than 550 have closed permanently, while others have temporarily shut down or have resorted to a flexible work arrangement. These figures have yet to include workers in the informal sector.
Siguro maging arrangement or agreement between the workers and the employers na kung meron namang mga part-time work na pwede po yung mga workers nila, po pwede naman nilang payagan until such time that they can really say that.
Workers like Sherry and Janice are appealing to the government to give them more time to settle their bills and rent. To somehow ease their burden, Metro Manila Council Chairman Edwin Olivares said in an interview with Radio 5 that the IATF is studying the proposal to allow establishments to accept fully vaccinated customers. Shaila Francisco, We Are One News.
The Interior Department says that the IATF thought long and hard about the imposition of MECQ in Metro Manila. In an interview with the Chiefs, DILG Undersecretary Epimaco Singh III said members of the IATF had to decide whether they will extend ECQ or downgrade to MECQ. Singh stressed that they need to balance health and economy in coming up with a decision.
And we ended up dividing the House just to make a decision whether NCR will continue to be under ECQ or moved up to MECQ. It was really a debate between our health experts to ensure that there will be a containment of the virus at least for another 10 days via the ECQ, or the debate coming or the arguments coming from the economic managers that there's a need to again allow businesses to open so that many people who lost their jobs and income capacity will return.
Singh adds that widespread lockdowns will no longer be imposed by September. He said that the government is planning to shift quarantine strategies and impose granular lockdowns instead.
Come September, we will now do away with a province-wide, region-wide, or most probably city-wide type of a full lockdown talaga. So no mobility of people.
Meanwhile, Cebu City LGU is making do with steel racks to store bodies of those who died of COVID-19. Their crematoriums and cemeteries are now overwhelmed after fatalities saw a huge spike in just 3 months. Jenny Dongon with a report.
This group of men are in a hurry to finish 2 dozens of steel rocks as ordered by the Cebu City LGU. But these are not your ordinary shelves, as remains of COVID-19 victims will be placed here. They will be stored in a trailer-sized freezer reportedly lent to the LGU by a concerned citizen. This huge freezer can keep at least 25 bodies, a huge help while there are no spaces in the city's crematoriums. Cebu City crematoriums remain overwhelmed amid the uptick in the number of bodies for cremation. One funeral home even stored cadavers in a chest freezer for food.
Siguro every 15 minutes or 10 minutes, we receive a call inquiring about cremation. Grabe ho, ma'am. Then di lang ho kasi namin kaya, we can only accommodate up to 7 bodies a day. So, first come, first serve tayo eh.
This has prompted the LGU to look for spaces in cemeteries that could serve as burial grounds. But cemeteries in the city are also crumbling to accommodate remains of COVID-19 victims. Only 14 COVID-19 deaths were recorded in June 2021. It then rose to 87 in July and to 202 in just the first 19 days of August, translating to at least 8 daily deaths.
As early as June, talagang ina-assume na namin na nandito na talaga si Tel. We might have the best contact tracing in the country, but it was really suffocating on our part.
Despite the threat of COVID-19 and the highly infectious Delta variant, the city remains under the less stricter MECQ. For News 5, Jenny Dongon, we are One News.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. The highly anticipated return of Manny Pacquiao in the boxing ring is just a day away. At age 42, Pacquiao is still the clear favorite to win the fight, but his opponent may have something to say about that. Lino Lavario with a story.
After a 2-year hiatus, Manny Pacquiao is set to hit the ring once again. This time, he will face Cuban boxer Yordenis Ugas. For Pacquiao, this is about reclaiming his WBA super welterweight belt, which he won over Keith Thurman in 2019. He was stripped off the belt for inactivity.
It's not good for me to strip my belt without fighting me, without challenging me. So let's see if he will get the belt.
Betting odds now favor Pacquiao, but had his bout with his original opponent Errol Spence Jr. pushed through, he would have been considered an underdog. But even at 42, Manny says he's
Because I want to do more.
Pac-Man added that he was able to adjust in 2 days his training for a southpaw boxer in Errol Spence Jr. to an orthodox fighter in Yordenis Ugas.
It's good for me because I used to fight right-handed most of my career, so nothing to worry about.
Hall of Fame trainer Freddie Roach is confident that Manny will send Ugas to the canvas. After all, the People's Champ knocked out a sparring partner in his training camp last week.
He's trained really hard for this fight. Putting the one sparring partner on the canvas was a motivator for all of us.
But the 2008 Olympics bronze medalist believes otherwise.
I'm 100% certain he cannot knock me out. I've really been, hitting my stride, and I don't think Manny Pacquiao can knock me out.
Although aware that he is the underdog, Ugas is more than ready to slug it out for what he considers to be the most important fight of his life. For News 5, Lynn Olivario, We Are One News.
Now here are other developments we're following around sports. Manny Pacquiao and his opponent Yordenis Ugas have successfully weighed in for their fight tomorrow. Ugas, a 2008 Olympic bronze medalist, tipped the scales at 147 pounds. Meanwhile, Pacquiao was 1 pound lighter at 146 pounds. And the Filipino figure skater Michael Martinez has pulled out from the Nebelhorn Trophy, a qualifying event for the 2020 Beijing Winter Olympics. Martinez and his Russian coach decided to concentrate on the skater's full recovery as he continues to recuperate from his recurring injuries. The Philippine Skating Nation, or Union, said that the two-time Olympian will focus on adjusting to his programs as well as adapting to new techniques to improve his skating while training in Moscow. As Martinez sits out of the qualifiers, Adrian Celestino and Sofia Frank will be the country's representatives in the Nebelhorn event. The wait is over. BTS Army can soon get their hands on the new merch featuring their idols as Smart unveils a limited edition BTS prepaid kit. The Smart Plus BTS Special Edition kit includes a poster, 400 pesos prepaid load, and a SIM pack with 9 gigabytes free data. Fans can also collect 7 glossy paper bag designs featuring each BTS members. The Special Edition kit will be available starting August 24 via the Smart Online Store and Smart official stores in Lazada, Shopee, and GrabMart. K-pop idol and iKON leader rapper Bobby announced that he is getting married. In an Instagram post, Bobby uploaded a handwritten letter informing fans of his marriage and apologizing for not telling them earlier. He also said that his fiancée is pregnant and is expected to give birth next month. Bobby debuted in 2015 as a member of iKON, which was formed through survival programs. He came out with a full solo album, Lucky Man, with the lead single, You Mad. Now, this was followed by iKON's digital single, YYY, in March. His agency, YG Entertainment, has yet to issue a statement about his announcement, but iKONics couldn't be happier for the idol. It is notoriously difficult for Korean pop idols to get hitched, as labels usually prohibit their talents from dating. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later again at 10 in the morning as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.